Hey all, today's guide is on the iPhone having the no service / searching issue at the top where it's simply not working with your SIM card. There's a few things we need to do. I'm going to make this video as quick as I can. Let's get started. Okay, so for those that are wondering, I'm wearing gloves so I don't get all my fingerprints on the actual screen. Get your iPhone, any model iPhone, and you need to go to the control center, which is sliding from the bottom to the top. Or for those that have an iPhone X onwards, or the newer ones, you go from the top down here. So what we do is we go to that control center, and then we'll see this little plane photo where it has airplane mode. We put it in there, but we need to put it in there for about 10 seconds or so. Don't just do it quickly. So count to 10 and it should be fine to actually take it off. Now, what you need to do is just monitor to see how it goes and see if it does connect. Your phone, if it is still not fixing the issue, the phone gets restarted. Sounds like a bit of a no-brainer, but people forget to do this. So you just power it off, holding the power button down, slide it off, and then reboot it. Okay, the restart does work on some occasions. If it's still not working, we need to once again try and narrow it down. So the next step is we get our SIM card ejector tool or a pin or anything like that, and we take our SIM card out. Depending on what model iPhone you have, it can be in a different location, but you need to just eject your SIM card out and then take your SIM card and see the little metal part here. We just need to wipe it and rub it down. You can use a cloth or your finger, and then put it back in, and then slide it back in here. Now make sure that your SIM tray that you put in is sitting flush. If it isn't sitting flush, that could be the issue. And a very common occurrence is when people have it not sitting flush, there's a bit of dirt in there in the part where the SIM tray sits, not inside, around the actual outside there. So I usually just get like a SIM ejector tool or something and just clean it out like that. It's usually lint from pockets and stuff like that. In this case, it's fine, but a very common issue that it's not sitting in there properly. So if it isn't still working, we need to once again move on and try another option. So the other option is going to settings from your home screen. And then when you go to settings, you need to scroll down to general. And then from general, you click on reset, and then you reset the network settings. Now, resetting the network settings does exactly what it says. It only resets the network settings. You won't lose any data or anything like that, but it's a network-based thing. Now, once you've done that, reboot your phone and give it another shot to see if it is working yet. And by all means, hopefully it is working. Now, the next step is, if that doesn't work, is to check for updates. So maybe a software update might fix something with your cellular baseband chip, and it could be just that thing that does need help. Look, to be honest, most of the time I find that this doesn't always work. I have only seen it a few times work, so you just update it. If it's already updated, your other option is to back up to iTunes, and I've got a link below on how to do that, and do a factory restore. Doing a factory restore will pretty much put your phone back to the factory settings, but remember, back up your data because you're going to lose everything. And to do that, it's as I said in the link below. Now, once again, if you're still having issues, you need to also do another obvious thing, which is maybe it's your service provider or your SIM card with the service provider. Maybe it could be a credit issue. Maybe it could be like a server issue on their end or a cellular issue. And you need to put that SIM card in another phone. It doesn't have to be an iPhone. any type of phone, a friend or family members, and just check if that actually is working. And if it's not working on another phone, you definitely can say that it's going to be the SIM card that's the issue, because obviously it's not going to work on any phone. So definitely try that. Also, there's another thing that if all of these things don't work, you need to check. And checking it is called the IMEI blacklist check. Now, for people that have bought phones from others and stuff like that, they could have bought a phone where it was working, and then after a while that phone was marked as lost, or they've done an insurance type claim on it, or there was an insurance claim. For whatever reason, it can be blacklisted, and being blacklisted will disable any type of network and cellular services operating on the phone. And when it disables it, your iPhone can work normally, but you just simply can't dial calls and send texts and use mobile data. So to do that, I've got a link below, and you need to punch in on the website the IMEI number. Now, putting that IMEI number in will check to see if it's blacklisted. So to find that IMEI number, it is, and I'll do it from the home screen. It is going to settings. Then when you go to settings, you go to general, then you go to about, and you'll see that there is an IMEI number, and that IMEI number is right there. So that IMEI number, you punch it into that website where it'll tell you if it's blacklisted or not. Now, if it's blacklisted, there's nothing you can really do. You can contact the service provider to see if they can do anything, but from my experience, it's been blacklisted for a reason, and you need to find out why that has been blacklisted. And a lot of my customers, and this is just one example of many, a lot of my customers come in, they've purchased the phone from someone previously who has had the phone blacklisted. So it's not really their fault, it's just something that's occurred while they've owned the phone. So these are the main reasons on what causes that no service. It is a tricky one. However, if you were to go to Apple, your service provider, or even a third-party repairer, they're going to make you do those same things. And I know they might seem like a bit of a no-brainer, where like the restarting and stuff like that, but they do a lot of the time fix the issues. Now, if the good news is, I guess, is if you've done all of that and it hasn't worked, you've narrowed it down to a few things it could be. And those few things could be, as I said before, the blacklist for the IMEI, or then what we call a hardware type issue. And those hardware type issues are things that need a technician. So what I mean by hardware is that it's inside your phone, like a chip. It could be your cellular or baseband chip that has gone faulty, and it needs to be changed over or repaired if it can be repaired. Now, remember that if it does go to that point where it is hardware, you need to check with Apple to see if your phone's under warranty, because taking it to anyone else will void your warranty. And if it's still under warranty, there's a very good chance that Apple will cover the phone under warranty and ensure that it gets fixed at no charge, but you still have to raise this to Apple. So I hope this helps. I know it's a bit of a gray type video in the sense that there's a few things you need to try, but fingers crossed. Anything that you've got questions about, drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you.